Hello students, let us discuss about bond parameters. So we are having different types of bond parameters. So let us see first one, bond length. So in the previous class we have seen the properties of ionic bonds. So generally what is the bond length? So when you write the structures, when you write the shapes of compounds, you are having bond length, bond order, bond energy, bond angle. So these all we are going to discuss now here. So what is bond length? Bond length is nothing but here the average distance between. So means what here we can say the average distance between what is the bond length we can say here the average distance between the center of nuclei of bonded atoms in a molecule. So this is nothing but bond length. If you have been taken BeCl2, okay, so this is the B is the central atom and Cl we are having. So what will be the shape here? Cl like this we are having, yes or no? So the average distance between the center of the nuclei and the bonded atom, that one we call it as what here? So this is meant for bond length and this one we call it as bond length, okay. So here the distance between the central metal atom and also here central atom and the bonded atom we call it as bond length. So it is expressed in what here? What is the units we are having here? Angstroms, nanometer, in centimeter we can discuss. So what is the 1 nanometer? 1 nanometer is equal to 10 angstroms, where 10 angstroms equals to 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter is equals to 10 power minus 9 meters. We can say 1 nanometer equals to what? 10 angstroms. 10 angstroms is equals to 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter and 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So here half the bond length of a bond form two atoms of same element, we call it as covalent radius. So what is covalent radius? In the starting we have discussed in the second unit, atomic radius, covalent radius, yes or no? So what is covalent radius here? Half the bond length of a bond formed. So here half the bond length of a bond formed between two atoms of same element, we call it as what? Of element is known as covalent radius we can say, okay. So means what here? For example H2 molecule. So when you take H2 molecule, automatically the bond length will be for this is 0.74 angstrom. So here this is the bond length. So when you take covalent radius for H atom will be 0.37 angstroms we are going to have. So here if you are taking different atoms H and Cl, so the bond length is nothing but what here? The bond length between atoms of different elements is the sum of their covalent radius. So if you take only one molecule, if you divide it by 2, what you will be getting? 2 3 is 6, 2 7 is 14. That one we have got. If you taking different elements, for different element HCl, what you are getting here? We have to add the covalent radius. So generally it is having the bond length for HCl. Okay, for hydrogen covalent radius of H and Cl are 0.37 angstroms and 0.99. So what will be the bond length here then? 1.36. 1.36 angstroms is the bond length. Why? Because it is having covalent radius 0.37 angstrom. So this is having 0.99 angstroms. So when you added this one, so this is the covalent radius. When you add this, you are going to get bond length. Okay. So means what here? bond length decreases, it will increase the number of pi bonds. So automatically the bond order also increases. One more thing what we can say here, whenever bond length decreases with increasing number of pi bonds we can say. So means what we can say here, CC bond length will be 1.54 angstrom, C double bond C bond length will be 1.34 angstrom. If you take C triple bond C bond length will be 1.20 angstroms. So means what here, whenever the bond length is increasing, the S character is increasing. Why? Because if you have been seeing it is a single bond. So means what, the single bonds we cannot break easily, we can say. So means what, by this what we can say here, bond length decreases with increasing S character of orbitals. So means what we can say, if you take CH bonds, example CH bond you are taking, so here you are having sp3s, so it is 1.093 angstroms. If you taking sp2s, it is having 1.087 angstroms. If you take sps, it is having 1.057 angstroms. Okay, so if you take bond length between two atoms which will be the same, the compounds are different, so then the bond length of OH is same whether it is in H2O, C2H5OH and H2O2. Means what, if you are taking different types of elements, so here the bond length will be same. So means what, the bond length between two atoms remains almost same, even the compounds are different, even the compound are different. So means what here, for example if you have been taken H2O, C2H5OH, H2O2, so for these all you are going to have OH, so this bond length will be same. Okay, and also the bond length can be explained with resonance energy also. So the bond length can also is similar, the bond length is explained in resonance also we can say here. For example if you have been taking CC in benzene, same you are going to get, that is 1.39 angstroms, which is in between double bond and single bond lengths. So this is nothing but double bond. So what is bond length? The distance between the center of metal and nuclei and the bonded atom. So it is expressed in what? Angstroms. So here what is the covalent radius? The covalent radius is nothing but half of the distance the bond between two atoms of same element, we call it as covalent radius. If you are taking same element, what you will be getting? It is half of the distance. If you are taking different elements, it is you are adding here. So whenever bond length decreases, automatically what happens? It increases pi bonds, and also it increases S character. If the bond length between two atoms is same, means if you are taking different elements, different compounds, the atom is same, so it is having same bonding. In resonance structure also, it is having between single and double bond the bond length. So now next one, let us see about bond angle. What is next one? Let us discuss about bond angle. So bond angle is nothing but what here? The average angle between two imaginary lines which is joining the nuclear bonded atom in a molecule, we call it as bond angle. So what is bond angle? The average angle between two imaginary lines joining the nuclei of bonded atoms in a molecule. So this is the bond angle. So means what? I am taking CH4 example. Okay. So here generally it is having sp3 hybridization. The bond angle will be 109 degrees 5 minutes or 28 minutes. So here if you have been taken the shape of CH4, so this is the shape of CH4. So when you take these two, means the nuclei of the central atom, the bonded atom between the two, when it is passing two lines, so it is having 109 degrees 28 minutes. If you take these two hydrogens, this is having same bond angle. If you are taking these two hydrogens, it is having same angle. So means what here? This will represent the bond angle. The central metal atom and the distance between the two bonded atoms will represent the bond angle. So when you pass an imaginary line between the nuclei of the central atom and bonded atoms, it will show the bond angle. So it mainly depends upon what? Hybridization, it depends. Okay. So what we can say? It depends on hybridization, and also it decides the structure. This bond angle will decide the structure and also stability of covalent compounds, we can say. It decides the structure and stability of covalent molecules. Okay, in a given group, for example, if there is a group with similar compounds, the bond angle decreases with increase in atomic number of the central atom. So means what here? Example I will be saying, if you are taking a two groups, if you are taking, okay, 6A and 5A I am taking here. So here what will be happening with similar compounds? With similar compounds, if you are taking, automatically the bond angle decreases with increase in the atomic number of central atom. So means what? Example, if you have been taken hydrides of 5A group and 6A group. So for example, 5A is nothing but what here? What is the 5A group element? Boron. BH, hydride means, okay, BH3. 6A group is nothing but, what is the 6A group elements here? Carbon. Okay. So I am taking here CH4. So same groups, means same elements we are taking here. So automatically what happens? For this, the bond angle decreases whenever the atomic number of central increase in the central metal atom. Here also the atomic number increases. Here it is having what? 5. This is the 5th group. So this is the 6th group. So here the atomic number is increasing. Automatically what happens? The bond angle is going to decrease. So that is the meaning of this point here. Okay. And also here if you take NH3, ASH3 and SbH3. So if you take this, the maximum bond angle will be having more is NH3. So NH3 is having maximum bond angle, we can say. So this is nothing but bond angle. So what is the bond angle? We can say bond angle is nothing but the average angle between two imaginary lines joining the nuclei of bonded atoms in a molecule. We call it as bond angle. Okay. So this is nothing but bond angle. And next we can discuss bond enthalpy, bond energy. What is the next one we can discuss? Bond enthalpy. So here bond enthalpy is nothing but what means? What is the bond enthalpy? Bond enthalpy is nothing but here the energy required to break the covalent bonds in 1 mole of diatomic molecule. We call it as what? Bond dissociation energy or bond energy. So what is the bond energy? We can say the energy which is breaking the covalent bond in 1 mole of diatomic molecule. For example, O2 if you are taking, so this is the diatomic molecule. So here 1 0 0. So this will break them. This 2 is a covalent bond. So it is going to break the energy in covalent bonds in 1 mole of the diatomic molecule. We call it as what? Bond energy here. Okay, so it is generally expressed in, so it is expressed in what? It is expressed in kilocalorie per mole or kg per mole, kilojoule per mole. So here for diatomic molecules, like if you have been taken H2, the bond energy is equals to bond dissociation energy, we can say. So what we can say here, if you are taking H2, for H2 bond energy is equals to what? Bond dissociation energy, we can say. Okay, so means what will be the bond dissociation energy here? So generally how you can write H2 gives rise to H plus H plus H minus. So here if you have been taking delta H, we are going to denote. So it is going to have here the bond dissociation energy is 498 kilojoule per mole. Okay, so this is the energy representation delta HA. So it is going to have for hydrogen what here 498 kilojoule per mole we are having. And next one, if you have been taken for polyatomic molecules. So here for polyatomic molecules, this is a diatomic molecule, yes or no? So for diatomic molecule, this is the bond energy. For polyatomic molecules, so means what? For polyatomic molecules, bond energy is equal to average of bond dissociation energy, we can say. So whenever the bond energy increases, so what we can say, bond energy increases, automatically bond order increases. So if bond energy increases, what we can say, bond order also increases. So whenever bond energy increases, S character also, what we can say, S character also increases. So then we can involve in the bond energy. So if bond energy is decreasing, the bond length is decreasing. So what we can say here, if bond energy decreases, bond length increases. So we are going to have order is HF, HCl, HBr, HA. Okay. So if you are having low bond dissociation energy of F2, why it is having very low bond dissociation of energy? Why? Because due to the repulsion between the valence electrons. Okay, so here what we can say, low bond dissociation energy of F2 is due to resonance, means repulsions, we can say repulsions between valence electrons. So means what we can say, Cl2, Br2, F2 I2. Okay, and if you have been taking heterolytic fission of a bond, hetero means different atoms. If you are taking, it requires more energy than for homolytic. For different atoms it requires more energy than same atoms. So means what we can say here, heterolytic fission of a bond requires more energy than homolytic fission. So means what we can say, this is a homolytic, this is a heterolytic. So this will require more energy compared to this one. So that only we have said. So there will be some energies we are having for bond. Okay, for HH the bond energy will be bond order we are having. For H2 molecule it is having bond energy 433 kilojoule per mole, and for CC it is having 347 kilojoule per mole, and for Cl and Cl 239, C double bond C it is having 610, Br 196, C triple bond C it is having 836, II we are having 158. Okay, and here HCl 426 we are having. So like this we are having bond energies for these molecules. Okay, so H2 Cl2 C2 C2 Br2 C triple bond C I2 HCl. So these are the bond energies we are having. In the same way bond length also we are having. So the bond length, if you have been taken here for H2 it is 74, for HCl it is 127, for CH it is 109, if OH if you have been taken 196. Okay, so these are the bond lengths. So this is bond energies. So these are what, bond lengths for these molecules. And also if you have been taken CCl it is having 127, C double bond C it is having 134, C triple bond C it is having 120, C triple bond N it is having 116. So these are the bond lengths we are going to have. So this is bond energies, this is bond length. If you have been taken bond order, so what is next one, bond order. We have seen bond length, bond angle, bond energy. So now we are seeing what, bond order. So bond order is nothing but here the number of bonds or the number of shared electron pairs between two atoms in a molecule. We call it as bond order. So what is bond order here? The number of bonds, or number of shared electron pair between two atoms in a molecule. We call it as bond order. So this is clearly we can understand in molecular orbital theory. I will be clearly explain you about a molecular orbital theory about this one. Okay, for H2 if you have been taken, the bond order will be 1, for O2 the bond order will be 2, for N2 the bond order will be 3, for CO also the bond order will be 3. So okay, I'll clearly say why these are having 1 2 3 3. So these are the bond orders. Okay, so here the shared electron pair between two atoms in a molecule will give anti-bonding and bonding. That one we call it as bond order. So next one, let us discuss about resonance structures. So next one we are having topic as resonance. So here resonance is nothing but what means here, generally Lewis structures will represent this one. So here in which no single electrons, formula explain both properties and the octet. We call it as what here? Resonance. So means what we can say resonance? Resonance is nothing but here number of single electrons formula. Number of single electron formula explains both properties and the octet. We call it as what? Resonance. Okay, this one we call it as octet. So here the idea of resonance, this is due to, the resonance is due to what? Pauling, we can say. So the resonance is due to Pauling, we can say. So resonance is caused by delocalization of electrons. So what we can say? Resonance is caused by delocalization of electrons. If there is a multiple bonds, that one we call it as delocalization of electrons. So by this what we can say, in which a molecule represented by different structures arranging in different ways in a molecule, we call it as what here? Resonance. What we can say here? A molecule represented by different structures arranging in different ways in a molecule is called what we can say? Resonance means it will show different structures. So this one we call it as resonance. Okay, so this is also known as, these different structures is also known as, we call it as canonical structures also. So what is canonical structures? The resonance structures is also known as canonical structures. So the actual structure of a molecule is resonance hybrid of all structures, we can say. What we can say? Actual structure of molecule. Actual structure of molecule is a resonance hybrid of structure, we can say. So actual structures cannot be represented on the paper. So these structures cannot be represented on paper. So this actual structure, what we can say, cannot be represented on paper, we can say. Okay, so here energy of resonance hybrid is less than resonance structures, we can say. So by this what we can say, what is the difference in energy between resonance hybrid and more stable resonance form? We call it as resonance energy. So here what we can say, resonance energy is equals to, what is resonance energy? This is energy of stable form, energy of resonance hybrid. Okay, so this is nothing but what here? Resonance hybrid, we can say. So greater the resonance energy, greater will be the, if it is increases, stability increases. Okay, so if resonance energy is increasing, stability increases. So automatically it should have to decrease. But what happens if greater the resonance energy, greater will be the stability, we can say. More the number of resonance structures of a molecule, greater will be the stability of the molecules, we can say. The stability of molecule increases. Why it is increasing? Due to resonance only it is increasing. So due to resonance what happens? Bond length increases, energy increases, stability also increases due to resonance, we can say. So molecule or ions, it will exhibit different types of resonance structures. So the which will exhibit the different structures is nothing but CO2, NO2, O3, SO3, NO, N2O, NO3, SO4, 2 minus. So for example, if you have been taking O3, so this can be written as O double bond O minus. Okay, so means what? If you rearrange this molecule, if you turn here minus charge, this will get the double bond. So this O minus, and it is carrying. So this is nothing but resonance structure. So for COT, it is having 3 resonance structures, and coming to NO3, it is having 3 resonance structures. NO2, it is having NO2, it is having 2 resonance structures. NO3, it is having 3 resonance structures. SO2 is not there. SO3 is having 3 resonance structures. It is having 2 resonance structure, and also here CO3, SO3, 3 minus. So these are having different types of resonance structures. So this is nothing but resonance. In the next class we can discuss about polarity and dipole moment. Thank you.